morning, Tennessee Valley. Welcome back for another Friday.
New month. It's a new month.
New month
today.
Right.
And it's actually, we should be wearing red today, all three of us.
We're supposed to be, but we forgot.
I know, so we're reminding you, before you go out of the house, change your shirt, change your pants, whatever you got to change, wear red. It's actually a Wear Red Day, kicking off American Heart Month. So remember to wear red. Don't look like the only person that shows up not wearing red.
That's right. That's right. We all got the same memo. Don't wear red, I guess.
I have to run home and change.
I don't know if I own anything red. I don't know.
I think you've got a red tie.
Okay.
That would have been a touch.
I think that's probably it.
Yes.
I think that's the only thing red I own. I guess because on TV and everything, I'm always so used to don't wear red on TV because it kind of bleeds, and so it's bad color to wear. So that's probably why I don't own any red.
Probably so.
Khaki, brown, and probably white.
Right.
But we have a great show today for you. Actually, the first show of the month.
First show of the month.
We are first. We are first. You're seeing us first today, this month of February. Already the second month. I can't believe how fast this year's gone. And it's already the second month of 2013. So we've got.
It's about time to get the countdown to Christmas and all that.
I was getting ready to give that to you. I was getting ready to tell you that. We're already getting lists. You know?
Yeah.
We're already getting lists for Christmas and everything. We just got over this last one. We're just gonna leave the tree up. Leave the tree up.
It
all
goes
year
that
round.
fast, right?
You have something they don't know about, throw it under the tree.
That's right.
That's your gift for that. That's the way we do it.
That's right.
But tell Stacy, our guest. We have some great guests today.
We do. We have a wonderful guest this morning. We're very excited to have Tracy Wright with us. Welcome, Tracy.
Thank you so much. It's
Glad
great to be here.
On such short notice, you could be here on the show with us today.
Who would know she's the only one in Cleveland that was up this morning that we could call
That's right.
at 5 o'clock in the morning and say, could you be on a guest on the show? We've had a cancellation. And she was up and she's like, here. So we appreciate that, Tracy.
Well, I have great love for Tennessee Valley this morning because I have the privilege once a month of serving as the co-host. So, we got to help each other out.
That's right. That's right.
You call 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll make sure that Stacy's there.
No, don't even try and pass that off.
I'm behind Stacy all the way.
You
there yet? You there?
He's behind pushing me right on out.
Like that.
That's right. That's right.
Well, we appreciate you being here, and we have Tracy here today. I guess you can give your title. You can tell a little bit the history, because in your email that you was telling me about, you've held several titles, and so we're using one of them today.
Yes, I serve as the chair of our Diversity Initiatives Committee at Cleveland State Community College currently, as a part of my roles. There at the college, where I serve as the director for special programs and community relations. And so I get lots of fun things that Dr. Height seems to pass my way. But loving every minute, and throughout my career I've had just wonderful opportunities to work with diversity initiatives. Prior to coming to Cleveland State, I worked at Appalachian State University in Boone, North Carolina. And I started off there as the assistant director for multicultural student development, and then our director left after a year. I hope I didn't run her off. Working with me, it was too challenging. But no, she had the opportunity to move closer to family. She was from the Midwest, and so I was given the opportunity then to serve as the director of multicultural student development, which I just love working with diversity and multiculturalism and those initiatives. And then probably in my 8th year at the university, I was appointed to serve the campus as Assistant Vice Chancellor for Student Development, where most of my duties and responsibilities centered around diversity initiatives for the university. And I had the privilege of working on policy in a more significant way, and finding ways to particularly aid our students from underrepresented populations. And so it was just an amazing opportunity, and it really shapes and informs who I am. Right. And obviously, when you look at me, I hope you're noticing I'm an African-American woman. That's not something I try to hide. I couldn't hide it. And I'm quite proud of that fact. And to have opportunities to help others learn more about my culture is important to me, as well as learning more about the cultures of others. So those are some of the things I've had the privilege of being a part of and involved in professionally.
And see, I like learning about different cultures and different beliefs, different, just everything, ethnics, the foods and everything. I spent several years in Korea. And so I got to learn that, and I even brought it back to a point that, my wife and I, for 18 years now, been married, we still enjoy Korean dishes and stuff. So when I learned that, and I find out there's a multicultural affair going on somewhere that I can go and find out, you get to try the different foods or see how they dress, but find out what they believe and how they believe, and it opens up a different avenue and a communication and a different respect for people, because you understand it's just not something they're doing, it's something they believe in.
Exactly, and it strips away some of those fears that sometimes we hold on to.
Right.
Because we just don't know. So the other, if you don't know the other, it's really easy to form these assumptions and stereotypes.
Yes.
Because we don't know. But usually I've found in my lifetime, having traveled abroad as well, and just being intentional about finding opportunities to embrace diversity, whatever form of diversity that is, that I always learn something. And usually some of the things that I'm learning take away and minimize those stereotypes and misconceptions that I have been taught, or that I was just holding on to. I had formed myself, read it, however we get those messages, finding those stripped away. And so I think, like you're saying, it's so important to have those opportunities.
Right.
So I'm glad about that. So tell me exactly, what do you do? I mean, what is diversity initiatives? I mean, what's the, I guess, the mission statement and kind of what it does?
Well, we're really excited to have the opportunity to look at our students from underrepresented populations, and at Cleveland State particularly, they have identified, and this was before I got there, our African American student body as one area that we needed to focus in on. Our students who are majoring in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics are, I guess, obviously at Cleveland State you couldn't major in those things, but preparing for a major to transfer to a four-year institution. And also our first-generation students, and then our males. Those are considered to be those populations that we're not doing always the best job in terms of retaining and seeing those students follow through completion. So we are charged with looking at our policies and procedures to see, are there some things, easy fixes, some things that we could change that might make that story a different story. So are there things with our recruitment and application process that might be stumbling blocks for some of those populations that may be making a few minor alterations that all students then benefit, not just those populations that I named, but all of our students we would see the tide rising for. Right. So really taking a look at all of those factors and trying to see, are there some things that we could do that will have a positive impact?
Right, okay. And that's what I think we've seen, I guess, movies made after true stories on those type of things about testing and stuff in the inner cities, that the testing are set for a certain basis. And you don't realize that not everyone lives that way. Not everyone sees it that way. And and I think that's a good thing, that when people say, this testing or this program is not really wide enough to cover everyone, because it comes in with I guess a narrow-minded scope, and say, until somebody steps in and say, let's broaden this and pick up these people we're losing.
Exactly.
And that's sometimes what we've got to do. So that's great on that program, and I enjoy seeing stuff like that. And I'm like that, I guess. I like that. I like everyone, so I want to see everyone get the same benefits and same chances. But also another reason we had you here today is it's Black History Month today.
Yes.
Kickoff for Black History Month, yes.
And
I enjoy that because like we talked about before the show was I had created a video several years ago about Black History Month.
I can't wait to see it.
And I want to get that running here on Channel 5. But I wanted you to just kind of give us a kickoff. I guess you're the one that's going to kick it off today.
Sure.
And just give us some insight to it.
Well, there are wonderful web resources out there where you can go and you can see a day by day. In fact, that not every year, but 1 year, 1 or 2 years when I was at Appalachian, every single business day that we were on campus, we sent out an email to the campus community doing Black History Month. We did the same doing Native American and Latino History Month and Asian History Month to share on this day in history, did you know? And I think that's just a neat thing, and there are many web resources out there that you could go and do that within your own organization or for your family, if that's something that you would be interested in doing. Because And you know, sometimes I think an important question comes up, and probably with this being the first day of Black History Month, we should address that first of all. Why on earth do we have to have a Black History Month? We don't have a White History Month. You know, that always comes up. And the fact of the matter is, if you really look at the curriculum and what's been taught day in, day out, in most of our school systems, you will find that the histories and the contributions of the majority culture, which would be for our nation at the present time, the white Caucasian, is very much prominent and very much a focus. But you have to drill down a little bit sometimes to find the contributions and histories of individuals from underrepresented populations. So it was Carter G. Woodson who proposed that there should be what he called at that time a Negro History Week. And so that's how we started. And then it was in 1976 that the week became a whole month-long celebration. And it's just an opportunity to pause and do exactly what I was talking about, really take time to research and reflect and recognize the wonderful contributions of African Americans in our country and abroad. And so, you know, I get excited about that opportunity. However, I will also confess, during my years in multicultural student development, I felt it was really important to not just concentrate all of our programming that had to do with Black history and Black culture within the month of February, because I am an advocate for trying to change the dynamic. Right. I want every month to be a reflection of all of our histories. And so we would sprinkle it. I mean, we would have something during Black History Month, but I really look to our student groups and organizations to do the bulk of that programming. And then with our limited programming dollars, we really try to sprinkle it out and spread it throughout the entire academic year. Right. And so I think that's an important thing. But we do have the month, and I think it's an important month, and I do think it's wise to take time to look back, because there's not one day that goes by that there's not a historical moment or contribution made by a person from any race, ethnicity that you can think of.
And that's what I was thinking as you was talking, was that at the same time, I think that the Black History Month is important in two different ways. One, it educates everyone who is not African American about the importance, but also, you know, our children are being raised by TV anymore and by radio, you know, by the internet and everything. So sometimes they don't pay attention to what their history is, what their roots are, and everything. To the point that, you know, a month focused on that, they can start seeing, you know, programming that they may not normally see, or, you know, somebody talking about something, or a book that's, you know, highlighted that month that can say, you know what, this is your heritage. This is what's important about it. And they may say, you know what, I didn't know that. You know, I didn't know that, Mom or Dad or whoever's telling them.
Exactly.
I think that's important on that. It goes both ways to educate everyone.
And even to make sure we don't repeat some of the pieces of our history that we're not so proud of. In fact, if I could be shameless and plug an event that we're having at Cleveland State in the month of February. It's called Clandestine Relationships, and it's Daryl Davis, who's an African-American man who had the opportunity to infiltrate the Klan, Ku Klux Klan, I should be more formal with the name, and so much to the point that he becomes friends with an individual who was a Grand Wizard, and that individual later, after building on this relationship with Daryl, decides that he's going to denounce his membership and resign his membership within the KKK. He gives his hood and his robe to Daryl, so that will be one of the artifacts that Daryl will have on hand at his program at Cleveland State on February the 19th, which is a Tuesday at 7 p.m. in the George R. Johnson Cultural Heritage Building Theater. And so it is, I had the opportunity to hear Daryl when I worked at Appalachian State. We brought him there. And it's just, you sat there and you're spellbound. In fact, I heard him twice, and each time I was scratching my head. It's like, how on earth was this African-American man able to do this? And his story is just amazing. He'll bring footage. He's been on national TV, so we'll be able to see some of the footage with his conversations with other people. And it's just an amazing thing to listen to. So that's a great learning opportunity coming up on February the 19th.
Okay. We'll have to get that so we can announce that again
Right.
next week on the show. And everything, so we
Definitely.
can keep that because.
Now, is this a free event?
It's free.
Okay.
We try and
Okay.
make as many things, because that community part of our name
Right.
is important. So we try and make as many of our programs and events free as we can.
Sure. I just, the folks out there
Yeah,
that,
that's an important
right,
point.
a little note.
That's February the 19th. You said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. February 19th.
Yeah.
So we have to get
We'll have
that and
to-
make sure that we announce that each,
That'll be
prior to
great.
that, because that'd be a great event to go to. That would be interesting to me. That would
Right.
be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's an inside perspective of something that at that time was taboo. Was something that you didn't want to get into. So that'd be anything else that happens that we need to know.
Well, there's so many. On February the 2nd, Ernest E. Just, who is a biologist, was awarded a special medal for his research and his efforts. We have the first African-American news correspondent was allowed in the White House and the Senate on February the 3rd, and that was Priscilla Prattis. And, these are things, I didn't know that, little known facts. And on February the 4th, in 1822, the first free blacks settled in Liberia. And they were from the U.S. and traveled there.
Well, there.
It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's so
It's
much you
little-
can learn. I mean, there's
There
so much
really
that,
is.
and that's why I guess it is important to have Black History Month, because there's so much of the history that, like you said, is not taught in schools. That they deem not important or not worthy to do that. But now it's becoming more and more. But the internet is so much more information is available that you can start saying, like, there we can start finding out more and more stuff that's there and that's happened. It's very important.
It really is.
Because it affects everyone, like the video I was talking about. The guy spoke on there and said that the hairbrush was actually invented by an African American. I didn't know that. I can imagine everybody's hair if somebody didn't invent the hairbrush.
I'm thankful for a hairbrush.
I'm thankful for a hairbrush.
The traffic light.
Traffic light. I mean, there was so
Benjamin
much
Banneker. The
Yeah.
layout for Washington, D.C. was also Benjamin Banneker. Lots of the inventions that we use and take for granted every
Don't think
single
about
day.
it, and there they
Yeah,
are.
and that's what I'm saying, and so it's amazing when we start bringing it up, how much importance there is there, and that's just not African American, but like you said, Asian, Hispanic. I mean, there's a lot of cultures here that help build America, and we've seemed to forget that sometimes.
Right.
And put that on the back burner on low importance, but now we need to really start focusing on it, because like I said, our next generation after us is not going to know that if we let it disappear.
That's so
Right.
true.
That's what things like these events are important, because we're not letting go of our heritage, and then we're all woven together. Well, Tracy, it looks like we're about out of time. We do appreciate you being here today.
Well, thank you.
And,
I appreciate this 5 a.m. call and opportunity to be here. And I really want to congratulate you, Stacy and James, for making Black History Month a focus of your airtime this month.
And
So thank you for doing that. I think it really
appreciate
takes having members of other cultures recognized and lifted up to help it gain the importance and recognition that it needs. So thank you.
Thank you for being here today, Tracy.
Definitely.
Well, Stacy, you want to take us out today?
Yes, folks. Refill your cup of coffee.
Put on your red.
Put on your red.
Put on
I
red.
was
Don't
gonna
get caught
say
without
that,
red.
James.
Yes, red.
Yeah, get out. Wear
Go
your red today.
change.
I wonder, some businesses may be doing fundraisers with that red
Yes.
to support American Heart Association. But wear your red so you're not the only one. And we'll be back in just a few moments.
Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Kyle Motors,
802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Welcome back. We're here this morning with Ryan McDermott from Bradley Pride Wrestling. Excited to have Brian on the, or Ryan. I got Bradley and Ryan all put together here.
Cross over there.
Okay.
Yes. Ryan.
Another
Ryan.
one, not wearing red.
Not
We're
wearing
not
red. We didn't
I
get him
had
the memo.
no
No
idea.
one got the memo. No one got us the memos. You know, today being February 1st, the first day for the American Heart Association, it's supposed to wear red. So we got time. It's still, about 7 o'clock. We can rush home, change.
That's
Home
perfect.
change.
So
That's
we'll change.
perfect. I'll
But
be there.
Ryan, we're
I'm
glad
there.
to have you here today. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thank you so
can
much for
highly
having me.
recommended.
Oh, that's
As a
perfect.
talker.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. Hey, if I could be highly recommended, man, I'm on the show.
No, we won't tell you who did it. We'll leave his name off of there, Ron Moore.
Okay. Not
But
telling
we're glad to
anybody.
have you here, and it's something we talked about before the show that is something I guess we sort of have in common. But tell us a little bit about yourself, about the organization. We'll go from there.
Okay. Yeah, I grew up with Bradley Wrestling. I'm a Cleveland local. I'm from here.
Are you born in?
I'm born and raised.
Number four.
On
Number
the playgrounds
four.
where I spent
Four
most of my
guests now
days.
have been born in here.
Yeah, and Bradley Wrestling is just, it made me who I was today. Coach Steve Loxton and Turner Jackson were my coaches, and former state champion from there. And I'm here now, and I have the ability to be able to give back to what was given to me. And that's a great humbling experience. To be able to do that and to share in a part of Bradley Wrestling and the big thick tradition that it is and that it has. It's amazing to me.
Okay. So what's the club do? I mean, kind of explain to us how it works.
Okay, so it's a kids wrestling club. It's available for all the youth that's around in the community area. We range from kindergarten to 5th grade, so 5 to 11 years old are able to participate. We have a registration fee of $60. That includes your gear and an AAU card that covers for your insurance. It's actually a nonprofit organization, so we as coaches, we don't make a penny off of it. Everything goes back into the club. We host our own tournaments. There's money that's made off that. All that goes back into the club. So you know, we have some top name coaches that help out with this program, and you know, it's humbling that they would be able to offer their time and not have to pay them anything, you know, to be able to do that. You know, for instance, I have Chad Laxton, that was a 4-time Alabama state champion, and he was also a former head coach at Bradley Central. I have Ethan Hames, former state champion at Bradley. We have Sean Russell, that coaches at the Dalton Middle School. I have Brent Belcher, which was my middle school coach 15 years ago, who is now,
your age.
who's now, you know, he coached at Lake Forest and Truett back when it was Truett. You know, and he coached me, and so now he's back, giving back in the kids program. And Locke Tran, who was a state champion. I'm housed, or we're housed, with so much coaching potential. It's a blessing to be able to have that, and those guys give back. And some of those guys don't even have kids in the program,
Right.
you know. And so that right there tells you how much of a tradition that Bradley Wrestling has, and how much it actually means to them to be able to give back.
Right. That's a lot of experience, a lot of talent. That
Yeah,
sounds like the kids are learning. I mean, the kids are
Oh,
learning.
yeah. I mean, you have that much, you know, and that's one of our goals, is just to teach the basic fundamentals of wrestling. We also want to teach them life lessons, life goals, you know, leadership, discipline, hard working, dedication. I mean, if anybody that's wrestled knows that you have to have dedication to be able to do the sport. It's a very tough, mentally, physically sport that you have to prepare your body in to do. And with those guys and that much mind power of the sport and the experience, it's very, very easy to do that.
Now, is this straight up just the straight what you consider wrestling, or, you know, we was talking earlier about MMA style?
Yeah, no, it's folk style wrestling, which, you know, you have your different types of Greco-Roman, freestyle. You know, they're all different, but this is folk style. And speaking of MMA, a lot of the top MMA fighters today are wrestlers. They have wrestling backgrounds. Yeah, if you look at GSP or Randy Couture or Brock Lesnar's, and you know, all these guys. Matt Hughes, he's the man. You know, I mean, Matt. Yeah, the Miletich camp. You know, all those guys had wrestling background, and you know, there was a poll last year that came out about hire a wrestler for job or for employment. Just because the hard work and the dedication that they have, just naturally from what it takes to be a great wrestler, that teaches you on the mat, you know, and also teaches you, you know, you can take what you learn on the mat and also move that out into the workforce as well, you know. And, you know, that's one of the big things that we also try to teach them. Mm-hmm. And so we're not just teaching these kids wrestling, but life lessons as well. You know, we're doing, our kids are doing community service projects. We're giving back to communities or to the community. We feed the homeless on Friday mornings. We cook a hot breakfast for them. Bacon, eggs, biscuits, sausage, gravy, pancakes. We do it all. And those kids get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and their parents, and they come there and they serve and they give back. We're helping with the Cleveland. There's 4 gardens that are here in Cleveland that provide for elderly or homeless or just people that need vegetables. And so we go there. We're doing the tilling, the raking, the pulling of weeds, the seeding, you know, just trying to help out and teach these kids good moral values also. You know, it's not just about the wrestling, which that is, you know, a section of it, but, you know, we want them to grow from good kids to great men. Right. You know, this is the future of not just the wrestling program. It's bigger than that. It's the future of our community. Right. You know, and if that's on me, man, that's a huge responsibility. You know, and I want to do whatever I can to build them into the best men that I can make them into be. You know, of course their parents are going to be able to help them do that. You know, and that's another way we help them. You know, if they're not good at home, we tell them they can't wrestle. You know, you can't come to practice if you don't have good grades, if you're not working your tail off at school, if you're not a teacher's pet, if you're not doing everything that you can do to be better, to do that extra step, you know, you need to reevaluate if you want to wrestle or not. I've had several parents email me or call me, come up to me and tell me, thank you so much for always telling my kid that. you won't believe how much it's helped them. I always say, you know, Coach Ryan, you remember what Coach Ryan said? You know, if you're not listening to me, you're not going to be able to go to wrestling practice. And they're like, okay, I'll listen. Then it's helped them, you know, and so that gives me a lot of joy, and I mean, I'm sure it does everybody else too, you know, the parents as well. So
we need to try that with the Xbox generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No Xbox, you know, you know, that really straightened a bunch of kids
I
up.
use that example so much. You know, I have twin boys that are 7 years old. I have a 5-year-old little girl that wrestles. She wears her singlet to bed, headgear, but they play the Xbox all the time, and I'm always telling the kids, you know, hey, instead of playing the Xbox, you know, if you're sitting in the living room and you're watching commercials, or you're watching TV.
Just this show, right?
They can
watch this
show.
We
just this show.
We can watch this show. You can watch Daddy on today.
Yeah, most definitely. But if you're watching TV, then you need to be doing push-ups.
Yes.
You need to be doing sit-ups. You know, do some body squats. You know, get some physical activity, because we know that this right here does not promote any good type of good, you know, health to the body.
You might be able to thumb wrestle somebody or something.
Right, yeah, you would be a professional thumb
wrestler.
wrestler. You would be great at actually both of them now, especially if you play Xbox, because it's got
everything. And finger, you'd be able to wrestle, finger wrestle.
Right.
But you can teach them, you know, talk about the wrestling too, is teaching them patience. I've watched some of the UFC fights, and they lay on that ground forever. Yeah. So you teach them kids, you know, patience. You know, wait for your opportunity, wait for the chance to you know, move it into a way that you can pin your opponent. Yeah. So patience, another way.
Yeah, it is. And some of these kids are beginners, and I'm telling you, wrestling is extremely tough, because 90% of it is going to be mental, because there's so many moves. There's so many different aspects in wrestling. It's not just, you know, one here, one there. You know, one. You know, like I don't want to discriminate against any other sport, but like basketball, you know, I can only dribble so many ways. You know, wrestling, there's hundreds of different types of moves that I could do. You know, in different positions. If he moves this way, I've got to turn my body this way. My hips got to be up. You know, just different types of things. You know, that they have to remember, and that's tough especially for the younger kids that are beginners, and that can, you know, affect them in a way. Well, I can get discouraged because I feel like I'm not doing this right. I feel like I'm missing something, you know, or you know, I'm just not getting it, you know, and so they have to learn patience to be able to understand and to get the full realization and the technique of the sport. So, yeah, patience goes along with it. Most
I
definitely.
can see that being part of it. I don't know. I've wrestled a lot in the neighborhood, you know, when I was growing up, but you know, I've never a sports.
You watched
person.
a lot of WWE too, so you know.
No, see, I never did follow that.
Oh man,
UFC is probably the closest thing I come to following. That and boxing. I mean, those are the two that I would watch. Basketball, I could never follow. Football, you know, I could get somewhat into that. Baseball, I felt like it was just one run, you know, you get done with the whole sport, and the whole game is like 1-2, you know, like standard. So I couldn't never get into that. But wrestling, mainly because the UFC come along.
It's exciting.
I really
it
like
really
that.
is. You know, and if you've ever been to a Bradley Cleveland rival match,
I haven't. Yeah, I have to be there.
It's incredible. It's incredible. You've got a ton of fans. You know, up to 1,000. You know, fans that are there that are loud and cheering for their team. You know, and if you're at a Bradley home match, it's amazing because they have all the lights off. They have one light that shines down on the mat. You know, they have walkout music. It's just, you know, they all have walkout names.
You have a
like in the
you have a team song?
We do. It's
you've got one?
Yeah. I don't have a personal one.
Oh, you don't have one.
Lunatic Fringe is Bradley's walkout song. So.
Now I may be going wrong on this, but did I hear right, or is there plans in the works maybe to start broadcasting radio-wise about the wrestling, or is that already going on?
It's going on.
Yeah. Is it already going on? Okay,
yeah.
I thought somebody was talking about
Lisa
that.
Lisa from Whoop FM
talked
about that.
Okay, Lisa was talking about that. Okay, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, which is great.
Because that's good, because I know that they follow football heavily here in Bradley County, but now wrestling, you get the recognition.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's tough. Is it's probably the least recognized sport for most areas. I know here we get quite a bit of recognition because we've held the state title for so long in this area. I know from the year I graduated, 98 all the way up to 2010 was a state championship reign. Or 2011, I think there was 1 year in between there that we didn't make it, or we didn't win. But still, from that point, you know, you have 22 state titles from 99 to now, you know, is pretty incredible. And to have that, and to not get you know, you want more coverage, you know, you want more credibility. But even though we don't get that, we still have lifelong committed fans.
Right.
I saw a guy there, Mike Walker, who was going when his son was wrestling, Justin Walker, when I was in school. You know, I graduated in '99, so he was back in that time. And he still goes. He never misses one match. His son is long gone, you know, doesn't wrestle anymore, you know. He's out of the sport. But this guy is still going. There are so many dedicated, you know, fans to the club and to the sport, and it's giving back, you know. And their kids have went through our kids' program. And that's why it's so important also that we build this up. Is this is for the future, you know. This is just, you know, it's for our middle school programs, you know, and you know, you get them ready for the meats and potatoes of the really good technique that you get to show them, you know, from middle school, and then from middle school to high school, you know, and kids look forward to that. They have such a strong bond right now. There's a friendship that's there with these kids. That's awesome. You know, they all come over to the house and they stay the night. We have sleepovers. They
Probably wrestle.
Yeah, they wrestle. Yeah, play video games. You know, play outside, flashlight tag. I mean, you name it, they do it. It's wild and crazy, but man, that's what it's about. You know, creating relationships, building up the program. You know, to be, you know, at the standard that it's at right now. You know, so that's a humbling experience as well. You know.
Well, Ryan, I've got some more questions.
Sure.
But let's take a commercial break here in a moment and come back, because I've got some more questions I want to ask you. I want to follow up, and I want the folks here watching, you know, I'm sure you got some great information there.
Sure.
Folks, we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back with Ryan. And don't go away. Get your red shirt dug out, but don't go away.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100. Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat-screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Welcome back, folks. We're back here again. None of us still wearing red.
Still not in red.
Still not in red, so don't forget to wear your red. Ryan, we're back again. Before we go any further, let's get the information about how parents can get a hold of you,
Sure.
about the program and everything. Just tell the folks here that how to do that.
Okay. You can either go to our website, which is bradleywrestling.com, Bradley_pride, and it'll give you some information there. It'll give you a link that you can click on to register. Or you can email me at ryan.mcdermott0@gmail.com. You can also call me at 423-290-0089. That's my personal cell phone number, so don't call me past 5 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
Is that 5 a.m.?
5 a.m.
5
Yeah,
a.m.
I'm a late sleeper. Sorry, 9 o'clock.
Especially on
10 o'clock.
weekends when you're having the sleepovers, the wrestling sleepovers.
Right. Yeah. Right. But anytime really. I have people texting me. If you want to text, I don't care that you text me. I have people calling me all the time, emailing me. It hits from every certain range. We're also on Facebook. We have a Bradley Pride kids wrestling page on there, so you can hit us up on there. I get that email sent to me, so there's multiple different ways that you can get a hold of us.
Where's the actual meets at? Where do you guys meet? Can somebody come by and see the
Yeah,
classes?
most definitely. They can actually come and try it out a day for free or 2 days, and just see if the kid likes it. They do that quite a bit, and it's at Bradley High School's wrestling center that the high school practices at. So we usually practice right after them from 6:30 to 7:30 Tuesdays and Thursdays. And, we'll have an open mat on Sunday afternoons, for any of the other kids that want to come along. So
now, when the kids are in this, they go to meets, correct? What competitions do they have?
there's tournaments. There's about 30 tournaments here in Tennessee alone that they can go to. We're under this AAU, Amateur Athletic Union organization, and so there's tons of tournaments. If you can take this sport as far as you want to go as a competitor, or you don't have to compete. We don't push the competition on the kids. If they want to do it, then fine, we'll go. We usually we're at tournaments from 7 in the morning to 7 at night because we have kids that compete at different age groups and different levels. So we're there for quite a bit on the weekends, and which is no problem. It's just all a part of the game. So
now, is that open just to just males, or is it boys and girls?
No, there's girls too. Yeah,
Okay.
like I was saying, my daughter wrestles, and so there's female wrestlers, there's male wrestlers, there's age groups. Nobody that's 5 is going to wrestle a 7-year-old.
But it's weight.
There's weight categories as well. Yeah, you have 40 pounds or 45 pounds or 50 pounds, 55 pounds. So, and you have to be in that criteria. You can't be 50.5. You have to be 50 or under to be able to wrestle in the 50-pound age group.
Right. Okay. So it's just like normal wrestling. You really got set up that way.
Yeah. It's just like your high school or collegiate wrestling.
So what's their step after that? After they leave the club, what would it be? Into middle school wrestling or high school wrestling?
Yeah. After they, once they're past the 5th grade mark, and when they move on to middle school, there's that. We also do a summer program that we're going to be starting up. That's going to be for a competition team or really any kids that want to jump out and just learn more. We're going to keep it rolling. Our middle school is actually about to start their Pride middle school team because their season's almost up. And so middle school will now be competing, and then our high school team will also be competing after this season. So we go on into the summer and then come back in the fall and winter and knock it back out again.
Okay, so it's an ongoing
yeah, it
deal,
is.
I guess.
Yeah, it's you have some kids that want to do that, and that's great. Especially when you don't have to tell them, you really want to do this. No, when they have that desire to do it, you can't really teach that. So we want to be able to offer that to them as long as we possibly can, as long as they still want to do it.
Right.
So I also coach soccer as well. Thankfully, we're going to start going to a different organization so someone else can coach them, and I don't have to do that. But
yeah, you probably
get a little bit of weight off my
soccer
shoulders.
and wrestling, man. You know,
Yeah.
you can't get the ball, just wrestle them down. You know,
right there you go, take them down. You know.
But Ryan, we do
Red
appreciate
card.
you being on here today.
Thank you so
we are
much.
running out of time, once again, just tell folks how to contact you. You know, if they're interested in joining, you know, the kids getting into that.
Sure. You can contact me at ryan.mcdermott0@gmail.com, or you can go to the Bradley Wrestling page, which is bradleywrestling.com, Bradley_pride, or you can go to our Facebook page, or you can call me on my cell phone or shoot me a text at 423-290-0089. If you don't mind, I want to point out one more thing that I've kind of left out that I wanted to point out. I'm not sure if you know Turner Jackson. He wrestled for UTC. He was a coach at Bradley Central for an extremely long time. Was inducted in the Hall of Fame at UTC for their wrestling. Wrestled Dan Gable. Dan Gable was one of the best men of all time. He has a grandson now that's going to be wrestling, and he has come up to us and told us that he wanted to help, and he wants to now start coaching our beginners. So if you have a child that is a beginner wrestler and wants to be able to learn how to wrestle, you're going to have the best coach in this area, in Tennessee, I think Georgia, Florida, in this whole southeastern area, coaching your kids. So bring them on down anytime if they want to try it out. Feel free to come down and try it out. Check us out on our webpage. We've got videos on YouTube. Just type in Bradley Pride Wrestling and you'll see our videos. Google us. Check us out.
Okay.
Love to have you come down.
All right, folks, there you go. You want to wrestle? You want your kids to wrestle? Get a hold of Ryan and the folks there. And again, Ryan, thank you for being here.
Man, thank you so much.
A lot
for
of great
having me.
information. We have to have you back on again.
Yeah, I'd love
Especially
to.
when you start winning again that
Let's
next
do it.
championship. We'll do that.
Love to. Thank you.
All right, folks, we're going to go to another commercial break. Stacey and I will be back in a moment to just wrap it all up, and we'll see you in just a few moments.
Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here. Doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive? worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Welcome back. Here we are again, James. Still not in red to
Nope,
wrap
no
up
red.
the show on this.
I should wear my jacket. My jacket has red in it.
Yeah, you wanted to wear your jacket.
But the reason why we're saying that, we ought to tell them why we're saying that.
Let's talk about
just
it.
tell them about there is February is the month, I guess you would say, of different things.
Mm-hmm.
One being Black History Month. That's 1 month that we're kicking off today and we're talking about that. Also, it's American Heart, and that's the reason the red
Awareness
today
Month.
is the day to wear red. That is to I have some statistics here. February is the American Heart Month. February 1st is the 10th annual National Wear Red Day. This has been going on for 10 years now, and we forgot about it.
Yeah, we forgot.
I didn't forget about it. I forgot about red. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard sometimes to remember the red. But you know what? It's talking about heart disease and efforts to stop America's #1 killer. That's number one. Nearly for 30 years has affected women in far greater numbers than men.
Right.
It's also, it's been urging since 1963. The American Heart Month has urged Americans to join the battle against heart disease. And you know what? Here's some things that I didn't even know. Heart disease is still #1 killer. It affects more women than men and is more deadly than all forms of cancer combined. And that's amazing. I mean, I understand the part where the women and the men, because I'm sure the women have more stress on them sometimes, than men do.
Well, the signs
Childbirth,
in women are different too.
Yeah, the signs, yes.
Yeah, it has a lot to do with the signs as well.
And heart disease causes 1 in 3 women's death each year, killing approximately 1 woman every minute. That's a lot.
Wow.
That's a lot. That's a lot. And an estimated 43 million women in the U.S. are affected by heart disease. That's a lot. That's a lot more than you even know about. I mean, that's in right there. Heart disease causes 1 in 3 women's death each year. So that's a third is caused by heart disease. I mean, and 90% of women have 1 or more risk factors for developing heart disease. I mean, that's 90% of women. I mean, that's 9 out of every 10 women has at least 1 or more risk factors.
Yes.
Go Red for Women movement. This is 10 years they've been fighting this. More than 627,000 people, or women's lives have been saved, and 330 fewer women are dying per day. That's a lot.
It is.
That's a lot. So you know what? Today, folks, make sure they wear red.
Wear red. Right.
Like I said, we didn't, but I'm going to go home and change. Because I want to do that, because that's a lot. I mean, and what's bad about that, what's the thing about that is I've got 4 sisters. I don't have any brothers. So that means, according to these numbers, that there's 3 of my sisters have that high risk factor of having heart disease.
Right, based on those numbers.
Right. 1 in 3 of those deaths can be caused from that. And so for me, that's important. I mean, and then you got my mother-in-law, and then
you're surrounded by women.
Yeah. I got 2 boys though.
Yeah, I know.
2 boys.
I'm
just put them between
the
you and I.
only woman in your life.
But that was the other thing. The other thing that we wanted to tell about to kick off the month was National Children's Dental Health Month.
Right.
This is something you go to the ada.org website. This is just to raise awareness about the importance of oral health, and it's developing habits with kids. I mean, it's you know what, David, he loves to brush his teeth.
Right.
He's our 2-year-old, and he gets that little battery-operated toothbrush and gets going.
With the Thomas the Train choo-choo.
I've seen him. I mean, he loves that thing. I mean, I've seen him clean carpets with it, the sink.
We've had to.
That thing's been sterilized many times, but he gets it out, brushes his teeth, and then I've seen him, cleaning old Elmo with it. Elmo's eyeballs are real shiny now. But you know what? And this is it. And if you go to ada.org, you can get posters. You can get fun activity sheets for the kids. There's like coloring pages, healthy food finds. There's games and puzzles. Make it fun. I mean, if you're in an educational place where you you're working with kids, go to this website. It's ada.org. There's full sets of activity sheets where you can do like a whole lesson plan with them. There's publicity resources, how to do a press release if you want to you do an event in your neighborhood or in your community. Go there and they show you how to write a press release and how to get it. And they even also show you places where you can go and put those press releases to use, where somebody can find it. And then there's also presentation resources, I guess PowerPoint's already done for you. You just fill in the blanks with the PowerPoints, and you just sit there and you do a presentation. If you, like I said, if you got a classroom or a Sunday school classroom, or you work with as a daycare, or there's anything dealing with kids, you can get their awareness up and say, you know what, this is the importance of brushing your teeth. This is why we do it, and just show them, that later in life you don't develop, bad teeth, or you develop,
gum disease,
gum disease and different things that later in life you lose your teeth and there goes the stakes,
Right.
Stakes, and have to carry around the false teeth all the time. So you know what? Teach them. Go to this website and do that. So those are the three things: the American Heart Month, Black History Month, and also the Children's Health Month. The Dental Health Month. So ensure that you kick the month off, a month of February, and just start to find some information. Now we've given you some great resources here already. Just get on there. The internet is a wonderful place. If you find on the internet, it's basically almost never true.
Never true. Right?
It's always true, though.
No,
you'll find you got to look at the organization where your website. People get out there. Yeah,
place,
I remember in college, some people would get on there and search stuff and bring in resources, and they wouldn't even look at the website, and it would be off the wall. So they had to start cutting out resources as you couldn't use the internet as one of the resources on your papers and stuff.
Right.
But do you have anything else? We only got about a minute or so left.
Right. Tomorrow being February 2nd, James, is Groundhog's Day.
So we get to
know.
So
we're going to see how our spring's going to.
So we get to know if we're going to have 40-degree weather or 70-degree weather.
That's right. We've had some back and forth, so it's hard to say what might happen.
See, in Indiana, it would always mean 6 more weeks of winter.
Right.
Down here, it's just 6 more weeks of spring.
Really, in Indiana, it didn't matter what the groundhog said. Seemed like winter went on forever.
It just popped up and said, yeah, whatever.
Right. But yeah, so Saturday morning we'll find out what the.
What time? Do you know what time that is going to be?
No, it didn't say. It didn't say what time.
Phil or something?
Punxsutawney Phil, and that happens.
He lives a long time. He's been there forever.
Right.
He's been as long as I can remember as a kid. That's a couple years.
And it's kind of funny that we base it. It's a rodent.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't care for rodents, and we use a rodent to kind of judge our weather.
You think
for
they
the
do
spring.
that? They probably put out decon, so he pokes his head up, looks, sees decon, and hides again, and they say, "Oh, we're going to have a nice mild winter."
I don't know about that.
It's out East Coast too, isn't it?
Right. It's in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Pennsylvania, where it took place. Right.
So they've having terrible weather anyway, aren't they?
Right. But it's based on a lot to do with if it's a sunny day. Whether or not he's going to see his shadow, of course, And
I always wondered, too, like you have all those newscasters around, and you've got all those people with cameras. How much is that affected from that? The snapping of the pictures. He looks over here and there's a flash and he sees
somebody
this picture.
Scares him.
Yeah.
Or text goes off on their cell phone or something, that noise.
Yeah. So we'll see. So tomorrow, remember this month, American Heart, Black History Month, and Children's Dental Month, and tomorrow's Groundhog Day. So, folks, we're going to be out of here. We'll see you next Friday. Tune us in again. Tune us in all week. Not just us, but the other great hosts.
Next Friday.
Next Friday, we could. But, folks, we're going to go, and we'll see you next week, and have a safe day.